What's happening, guys? Welcome back to episode 66 of the walkthrough, picking up from the halligtree canopy. So obviously with last episode, we are now wrapped up in full with the consecrated snowfields, ending with Ordina, clearing this out, then getting teleported over to the halligtree canopy. Now when it comes to the halligtree, this is probably the coolest legacy dungeon in the game. I do realize I said that about Fair Missoula too. They're kind of equal to me because they're really unique. They're different from anything else. You're going to get a lot of really good items. As far as level design, this is peak From Software. I mean, just like Fair Missoula, over here you had, you're at a broken down castle in the sky, tornadoes and dragons flying all around everywhere. So, I mean, that is dope. But this one here, man, this is special. So, what you're in is pretty much a rebirth of the Erdtree. Mikola, what he did was plant another Erdtree over here to try to make a sanctuary for everyone that was not accepted, such as, the Albinarics or, other people as well. It obviously got corrupted by Millennia's Rot and turned into what it is, but what happens is you start on top of the halligtree, work your way down. There's actually the biggest castle in the game that you've seen. Like, all these are battlements and towers, and it's fucking huge. It's crazy. It's a really, really neat area. So to that end, you're obviously going to be dealing with a lot of rot. You're going to be dealing with a little bit of poison, a lot of holy damage. You name it, it's pretty much here. So to that end, we're going to go ahead and reset up our spells a bit. Make sure we go back to our regular setup, which is going to be Flame Cleanse Me. We'll go ahead and at least get one buff of Flame Grant Me Strength, which will be down here. Golden Vow does stack, but, it gets to a point where it's a little bit overkill. We'll go Giant Flame Take D. We'll get our AoE, our heavy hitter, and then Malekith's Blade, I think, would be really good for dealing with the, obviously, the more elite enemies going through this area. If I could find it, that's going to be up here, which also has 2 spell slots. So with that, we are all ready and set up to go. Now, the first thing you're going to be doing is just turning around. So when we got here last episode, at the end, we were teleported here. Then we worked our way down for that grace. Well, if you go this way, you're going to see a body here. It's going to have a stone sword key. I started recording this episode. I forgot to mention a few things, so that's the only thing I grabbed, but, we'll make sure we point it out. Now, going down, you're going to be dealing with a lot of these dudes. The envoys, they're in the capital, so they're going to be spamming a lot of these bubbles at you. It can be kind of pain in the ass. There's going to be some you can't reach immediately either, so you're just going to have to wait and, be patient till you get to them. Got to do your best to avoid it. So first things first, we're going to go over here to the right. We're clearing every branch, clearing every enemy. We're back to actually being able to clear our areas, as we're not in a huge mountain range with 1,000 guys, right? So we can clear this in full as we go down. And, that's all we're doing, branch by branch. So we'll go ahead and clear that, backtrack, get back towards the main path. So there's going to be a drop coming up. Oh, looks like we got some stragglers. Him. We'll take him or her. I don't know what the hell they are. I think they're hims and hers, maybe. But eventually you're going to see this little pad here. And you can just roll right on down. The items below you don't worry about. We'll get to them here very shortly. Now the big ones here are going to be the biggest issue. It's not even him. He's not. I mean, he's the biggest one he faced up to this point, but there are much bigger ones than them. And they have abilities that will shred your health to nothing. I don't care what you leveled at, it's going to take you down. So now going up top here, moving forward here, you're going to notice all these guys are spamming shit at you. You can't get to them, so just do your best to ignore them. Over here's just one guy, so we're going to take him. When you get down, there's more guys that are spamming spells. Don't want to deal with it. Now don't worry about trying to rush for those guys and get rid of them. We'll naturally come across them here in a second. Going on down this way. Take all them out. Easy. Now moving forward, these guys are pretty much going to de-aggro or not really be much of an issue for a minute. I'm not going to lie, this area here can be pretty bad, because you're constantly, getting pushed around, knocked off the branches, and I mean, you can deal with it the best possible way, but still, it's going to give you some trouble. So getting on down to the main branch. We're not going up this path just yet, but we are going to go ahead and get rid of the ants. A lot of fucking damage, and give you a lot of trouble. You got the guys up top spamming spells. That's what's hitting you. Just deal with it. So either way, guys, what we're going to be doing is just taking one branch at a time, starting to the farthest right, and then just slowly, one at a time, working our way over. Is how it's going to work best because of how the path works. Okay, get rid of him. Get rid of him. You know what, too? This is nice. I'm not that worried about our damage anymore. I want to make sure that we're not running out of mana going through here. So we'll go put that on. Get mana back per kill. It's really going to add up here. And notice there's nothing on the lower path. So we're just going to go straight back. Some of them, because of the slope you're on, it's really hard to get backstabs and critical attacks, so you can't always depend on it. But either way, we're going to get up top to what I'm going to refer to as your lily pads, because I don't know what the hell else to call them. I guess what big-ass mushrooms, crustacean, I don't know. But get on up there. Alright, so now that we got that cleared, we are... I never thought to look over here when I was taking notes, but I just don't... Yeah, there you go from there. That's what I thought. Stick with the notes, Brendan. Stick with the notes. Now we're just going to backtrack, like I said, one branch at a time. Now this part is actually the easiest portion of this. I will say once we get past the tree branches and we're into the castle, even though it's going to be probably more difficult for certain ways, it's not going to be as difficult as far as, like, what would you call the traversal? As far as getting knocked off of shit and, everything like that. Oh, we never took the other path. My bad, y'all, my bad. I missed a whole branch. Like I said, we're going to take one at a time in order. Don't get much mana back per kill, but it's going to add up, the amount of enemies we're taking out. Missing 8, and then we're good. Alright, so now we can go for the big guy. I would recommend healing here. So I don't think you could backstab these guys. If you try, you're just going to smack them with a light attack, so it's going to be much better to start working those heavy attacks. This is going to get you the ongoing crown, and I think you could farm up their headpiece too, but this one's different. This is not one you would, typically be able to farm up, I don't think. She gets like the bigger version. So that's going to have special effects. I don't remember what they are, but raises potency of bubble-based skills. There's going to be a few of those. Far spells or Ash of War if you happen to get the Envoy Horn. Alright, so from here we're going to go to the far right-hand side. We're going to run and jump. This jump does not feel good, by the way. And there's a plant over to your right. You can expand the way we always does. And it can hit you from here. What I like to do from here, these are the guys that were stop hitting you with all their bullshit. And we're going to line these guys up. And I like these lines because there's so many of them that are going to put rod on you. You have to be a friend with them. That means we should make life harder than easy. Oh god. Get that health back. Come on, take that. Thank you. Oh shit. Now that's really just crafting stuff as far as like cleanse items, poison items. You're gonna get the Aeonia butterflies, that type of crafting stuff. Don't have to be a dick. Thank you. Like I said, Aeonia butterflies. You're gonna get a lot of those going through here too, guys. Now from here, if you were to take that branch, that puts you right back where you were before. It just kind of links those areas together. So what we're going to do instead is just roll on off. And head on back down to your main branch. And so it just lines up everything you've already done. Connects your areas. You don't have to run all the way back through. Alright, so the next part's the hard part, guys. This is going to be really, really tough, and I'll kind of explain why. So what I would recommend doing is run past everything we're about to face and going down a ladder to get us out of grace. That way, for one, there's two things. We don't have to go through all this bullshit again. If you get killed, you're probably going to get killed a bunch here, and I'll explain why. But we can at least come from behind the area and not have a big run back. Because there's going to be this guy up top, right? And he's spamming these really big bubbles. Now, I would try to go ahead and get the items here. Now, they will almost one-shot you. If you get hit twice, I know you're dead. Maybe even once, depending on how well you get hit. But eventually, you're going to run all the way down. You're going to see this platform with the ladder. So this will take you to a side of grace. Let's go on down. That way, if you're not worried about the stuff we're about to do, you can just move forward from this point. You don't have to go through that again. You know, that's big. It's going to save you a lot of frustration. Now, what sucks is we're going to be running down the main branch backwards, and what you got to do is like run and roll off to the left-hand side, then work your way around to take that big guy out, and it gets you the summon for your bubble casters here. Not even that particular. It's not particularly that good, but you know, it is an item. Now, with that being said, this guy's spamming that massive bubble, so it makes what we're doing very, very difficult, right? But there is going to be a drop-off point. You're left this time. Let's see if you can see it. So you can see there's like lily pads over there. I've been calling them. They rush back, so they can't hit you. Wait on the bubbles. It's really like right underneath them. But yeah, it's really hard. You can use your like opening bubbles here and stuff like that. So what you want to do is like, try to look backwards. Oh, they got us. You see what I'm saying? So it's like a one shot. We get to like run up while you're looking backwards. Time to roll. You can use your aromatic or opening bubble tears, which that's probably what we'll do for the walkthrough. But yeah, you're just trying to run up and jump off to the left as fast as you can, but if you rush this, you could miss your jump. It's kind of hard to hit if you're not really paying attention. Do we still have aromatic? I know we took that off. Let's see, because we were using this to deal with Plasutis Axis. He was a fucking nightmare with some of his attacks. It actually helped get through the fight, and you know, as far as I'm concerned, I believe it helped out a lot. We may use them all, so we'll go over here to item crafting. 3 uplifting. Reduces incoming damage once. This is just really nice to have. I'll go and craft 8 of them. There. So that'll, you know, let us tank a, you know, single attack. We'll probably just have to keep casting it over and over. I also have 150,000 souls on the line, but, you know, we're level 161. I told you guys, I'm consistently around level 175. Why'd I turn on the torch? Yep, he'll do it. Every soul. See what I'm saying? So you can time that. Very difficult. Okay, there's your little branch. So wait on your bubbles. Cast. That should, you know, help us out a bit here. Get up quickly. As soon as you get to a certain point, you're okay. So, like I said, it should help us quite a bit, guys. Now we can get these guys on the way back. It's not a big deal. The big thing is taking care of the immediate threat. Now the branch will block a lot of it. Oh, you're good. Yeah, you will spam out on me. You. There you are. you have him down. We're just going to follow this branch around to the left. You seem like you get like a Somber 10 or Ancient Dragonstone or something all the way up here from all that bullshit, especially see what this is at, but then you get Lost Ashes of War, and then the bigger items would obviously be your summon, which we're working our way around to now. So you're not out of the woods yet. I think you're through the harder portion, but it doesn't mean you're not going to get killed quite easily, because you have another big guy. You have a few of these smaller ones too. They can't really stack up on careful. Oh no, no, after all that shit. You see what I'm saying? You'll get killed very, very, very fucking easily. It's just a very frustrating thing. And I'm really not too psyched about it eating up all of our episode either, if I'm being honest. Oh no, I mean, we're only 16 minutes in, but we don't know how long it's going to take either, you know what I'm saying? It's going to take a minute. Alright guys, just do it again, do it again. Like I said, that guy is going to respawn every time. So just turn around this way, be patient, wait. It's going to fucking take forever, you know, but it's the safest way to deal with it. I think we should, oh shit, not realize it's already on us. Wait on your bubbles, find your drop. Panic roll, aromatic. Alright, same thing. Once again, we still want this guy down, y'all. He's just too much of a threat not to, you know, put down. Ooh, if we didn't have them bubbles on, we've been fucked. Come on. Fucking hard ass. Oh, you bitches. You bitches. Not good. Only one of the hits got off. He got fucking health too, so. Remember that off your blocking, guys. You block attack, between him swinging, you need to let off. Because your gun gets your hands broken out. So, with that, hit your fucking ashes there, and as I said, it's, you know, it's really frustrating, it's very difficult, it's not a good time. And on top of all that, it's not really worth it, you know? I'll cover it because it's 100% walkthrough, but if I was y'all, I'd probably be like, fuck it. You know, it's not a legendary summon. If you want all the items, I get it, but man, you might spend an hour doing it. I did. My first playthrough, I spent like fucking 90 minutes doing this bullshit, bro. It's just fucking horrendous. Like I said before, I've said this a few times, you know, it gets to a point where you're just doing too much. You know what I'm saying? And I firmly believe that is one of those points. Firmly fucking believe it. Just, you know, you're doing too fucking much to make the game difficult for difficult sake, not for any reason. You know, it's hard to defend and get behind. And then I can see there's nothing here. But the good news is, since you got your side of grace and you know you're fully cleared, halligtree town, we're all wrapped up. We're actually getting to an area where, since we're getting to a new area, I'm probably just going to pop all my runes so we can try to get strength done and get into faith, because we have like 3 levels. There's strength at 60, dual stat build. You want to try to hit, you know, 55. I told you guys before, 50-50 is enough, you know, to get you through the game. But if you can hit 55, 55, 60, 60, that's good. If you're doing single stat, yeah, bring it up to 80. If you're doing double stat, there's, you know, dual stat, there's no need for it. So 60, 60, that's where you want to be if, you know, you can get that high. And we're knocking on 60's door right now. And we're going to get so many fucking runes going through here, so like I said, I'm just not worried about it. If we could try to get our strength stat down, I'd be, you know, I'd be happy with that. We're not going to get 3 levels, but I know for a fact we could pull 2 and then have enough left over to give us a pretty decent start, at least on our 3rd level to wrap this up. Because yeah, we're at 57 strength. It's pretty damn good too, don't get me wrong. Probably won't touch the smaller ones. Although whenever I start the DLC, I like to start fresh. I don't want to have a single rune though, because you get different runes over there. They're worth a lot more, even like the smallest version. And then you start getting the amounts confused, you know what I'm saying? Bear with me, y'all. We're almost there. We're gonna get plenty more. Then, you know, right before we go to DLC, we'll probably just one more time finish off our levels, or maybe just buy items we need for the DLC, such as like smith and stones and things of that nature. It's cool too, because if I don't use anymore, we can keep track of what we picked up. All right, so almost 500,000 for 2 levels. Yep. We have 60,000, so 120,000 more, which come much quicker than you might think, and we'll be done with strength. Now we can actually get to the heart of it. So, a lot of misguidance, a lot of bullshit. What's our shield doing again? I'm curious, because I definitely had it held up. Maybe in his ankle. Alright, so we're going to take damage. This area can be confusing to not miss anything if, you know, you're not careful. There's also going to be a lot of, like, putrid corpses. However, these guys are going to be doing rot. So they're very similar to the ones in Caelid, but they're like deformed and plants are growing out of them and shit. You see that? So they're very, very unique looking. Much more, I guess you could say, healthy type thing. Not want them grabbing you. Yeah, they got a lot of health. Are also worth a shit ton. Now sometimes that guy will fall down on you. That's Leonine Misbegotten. We fought him a bunch. It's a pain in the dick. But he's supposed to be up here. I have had him fall down. Thank you. Stay on him. Pearl Drake +2. Run and leap. Yeah, you can drop off that way too, I'm pretty sure, but it puts you ahead where we want to be. So we're going to take the same ladder back down. There's going to be a guy gunning for you here, so just try to stay back. Yeah, we'll keep our mana flowing. Why not? No, you don't. I'm gonna call that up, but usually you get up a little bit higher for the half. I don't know if he died or landed on a branch. Regardless, he's not Artistry anymore. So right here, you can get to that another way, so I wouldn't worry about it so much. There he is. Come on, big boy. Headbutt. Smithing 8. We're going to go downstairs. Turn around. Again. And go out the door for your item. So, like I said, you can get right back around to it. Not a big deal. That's a big one. What the fuck? It looked like it was a tag stab, but it didn't, you know, actually do a critical. You're gonna notice they're doing a lot of damage here. Alrighty. So you can take that ladder all the way down if you want. First, we're gonna go up top. Sometimes it hits you. Oh, we're dead. Yep. Sometimes it hits you on the ladder, but sometimes it doesn't. So I was gonna take the chance. There's 2 plants under you. You know, as you saw, they can get to you, but usually they don't always. All right, so let's do it again. That's a lot of damage for a little dude. Nope. We're gonna try to avoid who we can, obviously. Or if I should just go off script here and deal with the plants first. Well, at least get our souls, not put that 100-something thousand at risk. Drop on down. We can always get back up. Like I said, you got 2 of them here. 3. Usually I just say, hey, there's plants that form, but we need to go up these ladders. So. Back. Back. God, that goes on way too fucking long. Way too fucking long. It's not staggered though. The diaphragms keep us safe. Oh no. You never got it all the way off anyway, so that's fine. Alright. So now we can safely progress. Like I said, it's usually not, a problem. It can be, it doesn't have to be, so nothing's guaranteed there. Sometimes you just fly right through it, sometimes you can't. Alright, it's the same thing. We're gonna jump. Quite a few of these fuckers. Butterflies, and remember before I said you could drop down the other side of that platform, but you'd be missing stuff? So that's right there, puts you right on that roof. Which this guy fell out, so obviously there's an item on him. But it really just brings you back around somewhere we've already been, so there's no need for it, right? Just gives you kind of a shortcut. Regardless, did want to, go and show it off. So now we got that. The bottom path is clear. Now you're gonna move in here. I do believe this to be important. What you should do is try to jump out the window carefully. Right, carefully. And that's where that other ladder was. We can get a backstab on him. You're gonna have a Leonine missing shot. At least I think that's how you say his fucking name. Shit. Then you have this guy. Probably just got to fight his head up. Oh, he missed. And you can get a sword if you're lucky. Pretty good. Brother, should have been staggered. God. Oh, can I help? Talk about it. I want to know why this guy's on staggered. Yeah, we're dead. I mean, you know, you do your best, bro. It's death already. Which I guess really isn't that bad, but I will tell you, I think it's highly inconvenient. Why I just did that. Alright, let's try it again. Good news is we don't have to go through all this shit. We're just going to run past everything. These guys aren't going to come up the ladder. And if they do, even better. Because it'll be easier to deal with. So remember, you got your guy jumping out. So just jump forward. Should be good. Drop down to the right. Run through. Or run and jump. Like I said, highly doubt they're going to be able to follow us all the way. Fuck it. Let's jump up. Yeah, it's difficult, you know, it's very, very difficult. Just stick with it. You eventually get more comfortable with these patterns. Like you've noticed I have since the start of the walkthrough series. I mean, I've fought them a lot, but definitely a little bit better already since the start of the game. I ain't played the game in a long time before this walkthrough series. A long time. Years. You gotta remember, it's a YouTube channel. That's why my first YouTube channel started about 6-7 months ago. So that's why we're doing the walkthrough now, right? Obviously, the game's been out for a little while, but I haven't played it in quite a while. So you know, since the start, I feel like a lot has really came back to me. I'm gonna dig at our souls. There's your next side of grace. Go pick that up. Got your ancient dragon. So like I said, you get 12 of them. I haven't used any yet. So we'll keep track, but we've still got a few more left. I know. Maybe we get more than 12. I thought it was only 12. I have to check when it's maybe 16. Or we just got one left. There's definitely at least one more that I know of, though. So maybe that tracks. Either way, guys, from your side of grace, if you look over this banister, that looks like something good. I promise it's not, but we'll get it anyway. Too high. There we go. We're not worried about resources, guys. Side of grace is right there. You know what I'm saying? You get your crafting. That's all it is. It's just rare crafting, so it's glowing purple, glow blue, but that's all it is. So from here, we'll just, you know, back to Town Plaza. That's really just to refresh resources. You can still jump down to that branch if you want and completely miss it. Just like that. Gotta love dumb shit, man. Gotta love dumb shit. But yeah, you can still go in this way is what I was trying to say. A little off base there. Where's my soul? Good. Should line us up better. Alright. Yeah, you can still drop down that way if you go in the building this way. But you don't have to, because you can drop down from the other side and just turn around. All in all, even with their few guys, it's actually pretty smooth. Usually the introduction of the can be fucking rough. So this next part is really fucking irritating if you don't know what to do. So you see that snail there? There's going to be 3 of them, and they're going to keep summoning crystallines. And the crystallines are going to put you down very easily here. The first thing to do is just going out to the right. Take him. And we're going to go for this one. Before we get one-shotted, preferably. Get us, run my cow, run my cow, run my cow. Let's get our bearings. Then we'll go for our last one. Because if you take these guys down, they're going to come back. Shield, what are you doing? Thank you. Yeah, I do not know what the shield's for at times. I really don't. But yeah, they're going to keep respawning the thing, so that's the difficult portion about it. So we're going to go to the left, grab this. And right here on the other side is your third one. Bye-bye. If you don't know where to look, it's a pain in the ass. You had one right outside the building there, one right here, and then one outside the building here to the right. So really 2 were tucked off on the right side. Then we're going to run and jump. Be careful, because these guys are going to come for your neck. Maybe not. Oh, yep, there he is. Usually, like, a few of them will rush you down. I guess we got lucky. Good news is you are getting towards the back half of, you know, the tree portion, at least. Now that's the other platform we could have fell and landed on. Don't worry about that just yet. What we're going to do first is go up top. Oh, no, it's that roof. It's that roof. It doesn't matter, but just lets you clear it anyways. Make sure make sure you're good. Just drop down, roll off. Okay, that's clear. Kept thinking there was an item down here, but there wasn't. We're good. We are going to want to backtrack for one thing, though. We're going to jump inside. Remember, you came off the roof here, so you never got inside of here. That should tell us. There's another stamina talisman. It's going to be the last one you're going to get. Where is it? What's better by that door? So, in the halligtree, you're going to see doors like this, and everyone thinks there's always been some conspiracy. Oh, it leads you to the DLC. But they were wrong. There's always a lot of conspiracies with games like that. Like there was, a few in Bloodborne that never, never turned into anything. There you go. Viridian +2. Should be cleared up at this point. So now we're just gonna run and jump on back. Got a little mixed up there. We figured it out. I kept thinking that roof is had an item and then it's supposed to jump us back. And there is a rooftop of the item. So if you go down here, that'll bring you into the building. But you could also run and jump and barely make it. About a shortcut. One is right beyond this point. Not to worry about. Not to worry. Alright, it should be good up here. It's really, like I said, more than anything else, you're just clearing guys out. Alright, now that that's cleared, we can roll on down. Backtrack through here. Go to the right. Shield up. Big boy, and then a hit. Well, we should have had enough stamina for that. Thank you. And that will give you all your health back. Like I said, there is a shortcut coming up, but until you get there, you're going to want all that health. Now moving forward, we're going to have this guy. Little buddy. This guy. Then you're going to notice you could take a tree branch here, which is going to be bringing you to some butterflies. I hate the jump itself. Right at the edge. And you can make this jump. I just wouldn't recommend it. I mean, going the other way sucks too, but chances are you're probably going to get that, you know, you're going to hit that fall and get fucked up. So, we're in heavy. It's temporary, so we can deal with these guys' spells. So all these fucks, there's going to be 3 of them. There you go. Make life a little bit easier. As I said, there's a reason why we recommended not just the build, but the stuff. For shields, weapons, everything has a purpose. Remember that. Heimel's gavel always comes twice, guys. Always, always, always comes twice. So with them down, we're going to go all the way to the furthest bridge over to the right. Pick up your hero's room 4. I'm going to take that back over. And then the next one's a very, very good shortcut. So we're going to make sure to grab that. There's only 2 guys? I thought there's 3. So maybe it's 2 guys, 3 bridges. I know it's just a, you know, really bad situation. I know that much. But this is going to take all the way back to your first grace once you, you know, got to this section. So if you guys saw that lever by that first grace, it's going to be that shortcut. So there's a ladder you initially came down from. And then right over here is your grace. So you're about to go enter a boss fight. I would highly recommend spinning your levels. That puts us up to a nice 60, 841 AR, not looking bad. You have fought Royal Knight Loretta in Carrier Manor. You're going to fight her here again. The first time you fought her was her spectral version. This is her real version. I don't really think you're seeing anything new here. Same weapon, same, you know, spells and all that shit. But this is just a real version of her, so it's going to be higher level, more damage, more health. Actually, her health doesn't really seem that bad, honestly. Doesn't really seem that bad. I don't think I've ever even died to her here, because it's so strong by the time you get to this point. You know, she can kind of just tuck off the side there. Bother that. Jamie's Mimic, this is my job. You're taking her out to get your weapon and then Loretta's Mastery. So it's very much like your soul arrow type thing. Your magic arrow, I guess we'll call it. But now you have a spread shot of them, so you'll be able to do multiple. I think it's like 4 or 5. Pretty fucking powerful. Alright guys, now we have 60 here. We'll be, working on up to 60 faith. And that's actually a perfect build. I mean, we did such a good job going through the game this time that having 50 health, 25 mind, and 25 endurance is super good, right? Super good. Then reaches 60 in 2 stats, which does seem very possible because Millennia's worth a lot, Moog's worth a lot. Then you have 3 bosses back to back to back. When you get to the Ashen Capital, plus the other things you're going to be doing and finding, like, there's still a lot here, a lot of enemies here. So we're going to be, we're going to have a perfect full stat build by the end of this. So it's really dope. Doesn't always go that way. It just depends on how much content of the game you do. So, like I said, single stat 80, dual stat 60 60. Because, you know, with a dual stat build, if you choose a weapon that's scaling up both of your stats, you're going to get just as much, if not more, damage than you would have going with one stat at 80, right? It replaces that. So we're going to be right where we want to be. Now, before you go on over there and take the lift, make sure to run up top for your Dragon Stone. Ancient Dragon, right here. Like I said, my count might be off because I haven't used any, right? I haven't used any at all. That's 12. I thought there was 12 of these and 8 of the others, but unless all the other ones find here somewhere. I don't know. I might be off my notes, but besides my notes, that's what I've always been told. Maybe you do get all 12 by this point. That's 12 basic weapons, which is nice. You know, you got shield, talismans, main weapon. Then your sombers aren't as, they're not as nice because you only got 3. We used 1, that's 4. There's only 4 more. So after maxing out all of your equipment, if you're using all somber, shield, weapon, and seal, you have 5 more. So it's okay, but that's it. That's all you're going to have is 5. Either way, guys, once we have this all wrapped up, we're going to be heading on down to the castle. So this place is badass, Irrital. The shield's going to help out a lot going through here. We're going to deal with enemies like this. Stop it. Said stop it. Thank you. This is where the dungeon truly starts. That is pretty much just like the precursor to the dungeon, if you will. Now, when you get here, if Millicent is not here, you missed something somewhere, guys. She is supposed to be here to progress with her quest line. So I guess we'll wait till next episode to start getting her dialogue. But with that, we've made our way all the way through the routes, and then we'll be starting FVO or whatever how you say it, Brace of the Halligtree, we'll call it, next episode. So this is gonna be like your main castle, and I expect probably 2 more episodes, maybe 1. Sometimes it goes pretty quickly, but there are quest lines and tough fights and things that may take us a bit to get through. So we'll see, but most likely one in a short episode after. But with that, we're gonna wrap up here, and we'll catch y'all back here shortly.